Momotaro. A long, long time ago in a quiet village of Japan, an old man and an old woman lived together beside a clear river. They were kind and hardworking, but they had no children and often felt lonely. Every morning the old woman washed clothes by the river while the old man gathered firewood in the hills. One sunny day, as the old woman scrubbed a kimono, a huge peach came bobbing down the stream, round, bright, and glowing like a small sun. Surprised and delighted, she pulled it out with her washing stick and carried it home for supper. When the couple cut the peach, it split with a soft pop, and out stepped a healthy baby boy. He smiled and bowed like a polite little prince. "I have been sent to be your child," he said in a clear voice. The old couple's eyes filled with tears. Because he came from a peach, they named him Momotaro, which means peach boy. From that day, laughter filled the small house. Momotaro grew quickly, strong in his arms, quick in his legs, and kind in his heart. He helped with chopping wood, carrying water, and greeting neighbors. Everyone in the village loved him. But not everything in the land was peaceful. Far away, across the sea, there was a rocky place called Onigashima, the island of ogres. The Oni were fierce troublemakers. They raided boats, scared travelers, and stole rice, silk, and treasures from nearby villages. One evening, Momotaro listened to the worried whispers of the elders. He stood up, bowed to his parents, and said, "Father, Mother, please let me go to Onigashima. I will defeat the ogres and bring back what they stole." The old man's hands shook, and the old woman's eyes brimmed again, but they saw the courage in their son's face and nodded. Before dawn, the old woman steamed a special food, kibi dango, sweet millet dumplings. She wrapped them in a cloth and tied them to Momotaro's belt. The old man gave him a sturdy staff and a small banner with his name. "Be brave, be wise, and be kind," they said. Momotaro bowed 3 times and set off along the river road toward the coast. Soon, a brown dog leapt from behind a pine tree, tail wagging but eyes sharp. "Momotaro, Momotaro, what is that delicious smell at your waist?" he barked. "Kibi dango," said Momotaro, smiling. "If you join me to conquer the ogres and protect the villages, I will share one." The dog sat and offered a paw. "I will guard you and warn you of danger." Momotaro gave him a dumpling, and together they marched on. Next, a lively monkey swung down from a blooming cherry tree. "Hee, brave traveler, where are you going?" Momotaro explained his quest. "Fight ogres. I love a good challenge," the monkey chattered. "I can climb walls and open tricky gates." He, too, received a dumpling and joined the team. By the shore, a proud pheasant circled overhead, feathers shining like jewels. She landed and bowed. "I have seen Onigashima from the sky," she said. "I can fly ahead, watch the guards, and distract them." Momotaro shared the 3rd dumpling, and now the 4 friends, boy, dog, monkey, and pheasant, pushed a small boat into the waves and sailed toward the dark line of the ogres' island. As they neared Onigashima, the sea crashed against jagged rocks. The pheasant flew high and spotted a tall iron gate and a watchtower where 2 sleepy ogres argued over a fish bone. She screeched and pecked at their heads. "Ow, ow!" The guards stumbled and chased her with clubs, leaving the gate half open. Seizing the moment, the monkey scrambled up the wall, unhooked the chain, and swung the gate wide. Momotaro and the dog dashed inside. The courtyard was full of crates and chests engraved with names of faraway villages. An alarm bell clanged. Out rushed the ogres, red ones and blue ones, stamping their feet and snorting smoke. Their chief was enormous, with horns like black knives. "Who dares enter our fortress?" he roared. Momotaro planted his feet. "I am Momotaro of the Peach. Return what you stole and promise to live in peace." The ogres only laughed. The battle began. The pheasant darted and pecked at eyes, the monkey leapt and untied prisoners, the dog snapped at ankles to trip the ogres, and Momotaro, calm and steady, guided his friends. He used speed instead of anger, timing instead of force. When the ogre chief charged like a bull, Momotaro sidestepped, and the dog bit the chief's club hand. The monkey tugged his sash, and the pheasant swooped, knocking off his helmet. Momotaro's banner flashed as he raised his staff and shouted, "Enough!" Seeing their chief on his knees, the other ogres dropped their weapons. The ogre chief panted and finally bowed. "We give up. We will return every coin, every bolt of silk, every grain of rice. We will never raid again. Please spare us." Momotaro nodded. "Keep your promise. Live by your work, not by fear." The ogres brought out chests of treasures and even helped load the boat. The prisoners cheered and waved as the four friends pushed off from the shore. The voyage home was bright and gentle. Seabirds glided over the boat. The dog stood proudly at the bow, the monkey coiled ropes, the pheasant perched on the mast, and Momotaro steered with a steady hand. When they reached the village, the old man and old woman ran to the pier and embraced their son. The villagers gathered, and Momotaro opened the chests. "This rice belongs to your families. These silks, these coins, take back what is yours." The people cried with joy and thanked the four heroes again and again. From that day, Onigashima was quiet. The ogres kept their promise and learned to fish and farm instead of stealing. The village became safer and kinder. And Momotaro, he stayed humble. He helped repair boats, taught children to share dumplings with friends, and visited his parents every evening. The dog guarded the streets, the monkey fixed roofs, and the pheasant watched the skies. Whenever travelers asked how such a small team beat such a big enemy, the villagers smiled and said, "With courage, clever plans, and friends who trust one another."